Today our topic is method of overloading and method of overriding. And myself, I am Srinivasarao Tottempudi, working as assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SRKR Engineering College, Bhimavaram. Coming to the objectives of this lecture are to understand method of overloading and method of overriding in Java, to understand the differences between method of overloading and method of overriding. Coming to the definition method of overloading. What is method of overloading? Writing two or more methods in the same class in such a way that each method has same name but with different method signatures is called method of overloading. That means we have to write two or more methods but with the same name and with the different method signatures, then we can say that is method of overloading. So the method of overloading is an example of compile-time polymorphism. So in this method of overloading, the compiler came to know that which method is called by the user at the time of compilation only. That is why it is known as compile-time polymorphism. Here the method signatures are nothing but the method name along with the parameters. So method signature means the method name along with the parameters. So in method of overloading, the JVM knows which method is called by the user based on the parameters we are passing. Coming to the example, in this program we have two classes. One is sample and another one is poly. And coming to the first class sample, and inside the class sample we have defined two methods. First method name is add, having two parameters, int a comma int b, and second method name is same add, and it is having three parameters, int a comma b comma c. So inside the class sample we have defined two methods with the same method name but they differ by method signatures. That means but they differ by arguments. So this is known as method of overloading. So the first method is used to add sum of two numbers. The second method is used to print sum of three numbers. So we have written the same method with the same name but they differ by method signatures. This is known as method of overloading. And coming to the main method class poly, and inside the main method class we have written a main method, and after that we have created one object with the name s. So in order to invoke any method we need to create object first. That is why here also we are creating the object s. After that we have two method calls, that is s dot add of 10 comma 15 and s dot add of 10 comma 15 comma 20. So if we call the method with two parameters, then automatically the control goes to the two parameterized method definition, and if we call the method with the three parameters, then it automatically the control goes to the three parameterized method. So here the compiler doesn't have any confusion. It came to know that which method is called by the user based on the parameters we are passing at the compilation time only. So if we make the call with two parameters, if we call the method with two parameters, then two parameterized method is invoked. If we call the method with three parameters, then three parameterized method definition will be called. So coming to the first method call, s dot add of 10 comma 15. Here 10 comma 15 are known as actual arguments, and when we call this method, then the control is transferred from the calling method to the called method, and the actual parameters 10 comma 15 are copied into a comma b respectively, and it prints the sum a plus b. That means 10 plus 15 25. After that the control again goes back to the calling method, and after that we have another method call, that is method call having three parameters. Then the control transferred from the calling method to the called method, and the actual parameters 10 15 20 are copied into a b c respectively, and after that both three variables are added, that is 10 plus 15 plus 20 45. After performing the definition defined by this method, again the control goes back to the calling method, that is it return back to here. So finally we get the output sum equals to 25 and sum equals to 45. Coming to method overriding, we have seen what is method overloading. Now our next topic is next concept is method overriding. What is method overriding? Writing two or more methods in super and subclasses such that the methods have same name and same signature is called method overloading. So in method overriding we are going to write two methods, but one is in superclass and another one is in subclass, such that both the methods have same name and both the methods have same signature. That is known as method overriding. So in method overriding, both the methods have same name, one is in superclass and one is in subclass. How the JVM knows which method is called is based on the object creation. So in method overriding, the compiler came to know that which method is called is based on the object we are creating for the class. That is, when we create the object for superclass, then it calls the superclass method. When we create the object for subclass, then it invokes the subclass method. So here the compiler came to know that which method is called after creating the object, that is at runtime. That is, it is known as runtime polymorphism. So method overriding is the example for runtime polymorphism. Coming to the example program, in this example we have three classes. First one is class 1, and inside the class 1 we have defined a method calculate with a single parameter double x, and after that we have defined a class, the class name is 2, and by using the keyword extends we can able to extend the properties of superclass into subclass. That is, here the one is superclass and 2 is a subclass. So by writing the keyword extends, the superclass properties, that is the class 1 properties are extended into the class 2. That means the class 2 contains its own properties and it is also having the superclass properties. That is, it is having both the superclass properties and subclass properties. So in the subclass also we have defined one method with the name calculate, and it is also having the same parameter, that is single parameter. We already know that writing two or more methods, one is in superclass and one is in subclass, but having the same name with the same signature is known as method overriding. So in this example we have achieved the concept method overriding. We have written the calculate method in superclass and we have written the same calculate method in subclass having single parameter. So it is known as method overriding. The method in superclass calculate is used to perform the square of a number. The method in subclass calculate is used to perform square root of a number. That is why here we have written math dot square root of x, where math is a class name and square root is a method name. It is a predefined method. Square root is a static method. So in Java, in order to invoke any static method, no need to create that method with object. We can simply call that method with a class name. That is why here we have written math dot square root of x. And coming to the main method class poly, and inside the main method we have created main method, and after that we have created object for subclass, because the superclass properties are already inherited into the subclass. That is why here we are creating only the object for subclass. So when we call the method calculate with the subclass object with one parameter, automatically it invokes the subclass method only. It does not call the superclass method, because the subclass properties are also already overridden in the subclass. That is why it always calls the subclass method only. It does not call the superclass method. That means when we call the method with object t dot calculate calculate of 25, the actual parameter 25 is copied into the x and the square root of x is 5.0. So after performing the task defined inside the calculate method, again the control goes back to the calling method, and finally we get the output square root equals to 5.0. Coming to the differences between method overloading and method overriding, the first one is the definition. Writing two or more methods with the same name but with different signatures is called method overloading. Writing two or more methods with the same name and the same signature is called method overriding. Here we have mistaken, it is not overloading, it is method overriding. So writing two or more methods with the same name but with different signatures is known as method overloading. Writing two or more methods with the same name with the same method signatures is known as method overriding. So the method overloading is done in the same class, whereas method overriding is done in the super and subclasses. That means we have to write one method in superclass and we have to write one method in subclass, such that each method has same name and same signature. Coming to the third difference, in method overloading, JVM decides which method is called depending on the difference in the method signatures. That means the compiler came to know that which method is called based on the parameters we are passing. Whereas in method overriding, the compiler came to know that which method is called based on the object we are creating for the class. So after creating the object only, the compiler came to know that which method is called by the user. Coming to the fourth one, in method overloading, method return type can be same or different. But whereas in method overriding, the method return types should also be the same. So method overloading is done when the programmer wants to extend already available features, whereas method overriding is done when we want to provide a different implementation for the same feature. So if you want to provide a different implementation for the same method, then we go for method overriding. When we want to extend already available method, when we go for method overloading. And finally, the method overloading is known as code refinement, whereas method overriding is known as code replacement. Thank you.